Hello, and welcome to the Bald Explorers Sunday Chat. It's the 28th of March. It's actually the day before. I'm recording it for the 28th of March, and as ever, it goes out at 4 o'clock in the morning in the UK. And some people in America, and they always say this, they go, "Hey, Richard, it's Saturday, it's not Sunday." I know, I do know. It's the Sunday Chat. Now, on the Sunday Chat, I've got lots of bits and bobs to have a chat with you, notes for my chat. I want to say a big thank you to Gary. You know who you are. He has delivered to me a whole load of timber, some sawn timber for my Essie. And he got in touch with me last week and said, Richard, I'm not yet a patron, so I wonder if I can give you some wood in lieu of my patronage. I said, well, of course, I'm always open to wood. I burn lots of logs and timber in my Essie. It keeps the place nice and warm. So thank you very much. That's very, very kind. I very much appreciate that. And Gary popped round actually earlier today as I record this and to deliver a second load of the stuff. And he said, I watched your video on the van. So I said, oh, have a look at my van. So with our social distance and all of that nonsense, I showed him around the van. And he thought it was great. He liked it. And I had to clean it this morning. I've been cleaning it because these seagulls in Worthing, they made a big attack on it. It was like the dam busters. I think they came in, bam, 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 ba-da-dum, and a black van with white bird dung. Yeah, so, I mean, I clean my van every week. I want to keep it spick and span as much as I can with my lovely gleaming black van. Yeah, didn't know I was a poet. Anyway, so that's all clean, and I'm very much looking forward to taking the van for a spin with the modifications, getting my little table set up and brewing a cup of coffee and being out and about. So very much looking forward to that. It's a bit of a lash up what I've done so far. It's a sort of prototype, but at some point I will have something much nicer. But I'm still looking at the potential of moving the bunk, which is a little close to the bulkhead, really. I think it could be shifted back. So lots of things to work on, but I'm not doing anything very quickly. Some people say, oh, you should get rid of the bulkhead. Other people say, don't get rid of the bulkhead because if you slam your brakes on suddenly, things can go flying up. And the bulkhead is a great protection against that to the driver, which I think is very true. So it may be that what I do is actually cut a hole in the bulkhead. And so I've got a window which I can have a little curtain going across or a flap to shut it up at night. But that would just get me a little bit more light. I think that's more likely the next step rather than getting rid of it altogether. So who knows? Whilst I'm in this sort of set it up and suck it and see prototype mode. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, watch this space basically. Now, my son, Billy, and his girlfriend, or fiancée, Sharitha, have now moved out. They took the keys on the 25th, which was, I think, Thursday, and they've taken possession of their flats. I'm very excited for them, and they're very excited themselves. And although they've still got some stuff back in the room here, because they're doing it in dribs and drabs, they want to take the old carpet up at the flat. It's been there since 2006 and many people have been and gone in the flat that they've been buying. So good idea, really. I said, oh, any chance I could nab a bit of it, the best bit, to stick in my van. I thought that would be quite nice on the floor there. It's a sort of greyish colour. That would be all right. So who knows? But they're going to lay a floor and they're going to paint it before they get the main bits of furniture in. So I can't get into the studio space, or my new studio space, shall I put it like that, the old bedroom, for a couple of weeks. But I will, and I've got some more thoughts on that. In actual fact, I think that I've been thinking about this, I was thinking I'll have one studio and then turn the camera and have another studio. And what I was thinking, actually, what I should do is turn the whole room into a studio so that there's different areas all the way around the room. And then I can sort of swivel the camera in lots of different places. So I would have one set with little mini sets in it, if you see what I mean. I don't know if you remember things like Noel's House Party or I think what's the one with those two young blokes up north? Not when they're in the jungle, but they do one sort of laugh. I can't remember the name of the program. I don't watch television anymore. But often you'll see a stage set where they have one main presenting area, and then there's the sofa area, and then there's another area. And I thought that could work quite well. Admittedly, I don't have any cameramen to operate the cameras for me, so it's all me just doing my thing. But in the live shows, one could go round, if I've got the lights and different cameras all lit up. I've got my mixing desk thing or my camera switcher. So we could try that for the live show, liven it all up a bit, which could be quite good. And then for any of the other recordings, I can have, little areas that I do specific things in. So that could work quite well with one main area with my telly and feedback and computer. So that's where the old brain's going on the live stuff. So hopefully that'll all go quite well. And I imagine that mostly the live stuff will be really more predominant in the autumn and next winter, because we have the cold nights. It would be lovely to do some live stuff out and about. And of course, I want to get out and about in my van as much as possible as well, once the restrictions are lifted. Now, some of the restrictions are lifting. We are allowed to go a bit further. The sense of local, whatever that meant, seems to have been removed now, I think from Monday, if I've got this right. According to my colleague and friend Matthew Holdsworth, who's one of the admins on the Bald Explorer group, he says that from Monday we should be able to go wherever we like, which means, in theory, if the weather is good, I should be able to commence with the Sussex Border Walk, which I'm very much looking forward to continuing with that. But on that, I want to get the essence, and I fell into the trap of becoming Mr. Historian and telling you too many facts. And I want to get I want to get back the essence of exploring rather than making out that I know. Because one of the problems when you make out that you know everything, I often get the dates wrong because you're mugging up the night before or a day or so before, and you're trying to get everything right. And then as you're trying to get the videos turned round rapidly, I forget these things. And also, like, I think, where was the place? I think it was, Aldwych. Was it Aldwych? I was walking through Aldwych and someone said, "Oh, Richard, you walked straight past a blue plaque. You never told us what it said." And I felt, if I was the person who knows all these things, I should have known that. Whereas if you're an explorer, which is what I am, I don't know it. So I might slightly change back to more exploring rather than having to have a whole crib sheet of knowing everything. I want it to be more spontaneous, if you like. But I want to get round. I want to get round the Sussex border. So we're going to do that. So rest assured we'll be back on that. And hopefully that way I can go in my van and go early and do one bit and then have a lunch in the van and what have you, and then go and do another bit. So I can get 2 lots of filming in a day to conserve the diesel. So that would be good. I will probably at some point, and I'm not quite sure when, take some time off. I've been doing this nearly for 4 years now, daily video. And I may, as I think I've alluded to this, I'm not quite sure when I can get into when my son has got all his stuff out the studio and actually build this set and work on that. So I probably will have to take time out from the daily videos and possibly the reading show and even the Vobes show and just spend. But I may manage still to get one video out, even if it is an update each day on the work progressed. So you'll be able to see how it all comes together. I hope that will be of interest to you. So that would be nice. And also, I've got, because the house is now free, I do want to, and probably again working perhaps towards the summer and the autumn, when we've got longer evenings and things, a cooking show, maybe, who knows, the sort of things you can do on the barbecue, but for the Essie. And I want to revamp my kitchen, get some new earthenware pots and make it look a bit nice. Now that I don't have to have a lot of Billy's and Sharifa's stuff in there, I want to turn the kitchen into a bit more presentable, a bit nicer and a bit cleaner. So a lot of work to be done so that we can then do some shows, get some little lights in and a couple of fixed cameras and all of that. Again, I can plug the little mixing thing and either do the shows live or as live, which I think could be quite fun, and we can muck about with that, and it would be great. One of the things I did think is once these restrictions are over, it would be great to invite over to the Vobes house those people who've got a recipe, and then we can film the recipe together making it. Somebody can show me how they make something. So that could be quite fun. I think that would be more fun than me trying to, demonstrate that I'm a good cook, because I'm not really. I just cook very bland stuff. But it would be great to have other people come down to the kitchen, and I just facilitate and say, here's this, and we make a show where we knock something up, and then I taste it. So if this will be a little while, but it's just an idea at the moment. But if you like the idea and you fancy getting involved, and you've got a signature dish that you think you'd share, I don't eat fish. Just like to say that, apart from tinned tuna. I don't really eat fish, so I'm not very keen on that. But pretty much anything else goes. I could be persuaded if it was really, really nice. But yeah, so there we are. That's another idea. So I'm full of the ideas. We've got to get these things done. We've got to get the restrictions out of the way. We've got to get back to some sort of normal. We've got to get all this done. Now, this week, I haven't organised an In Conversation with interview for the podcast. I've just been running around and trying to get the van done and various walks, and I don't know, there's no excuse really, but sometimes, just haven't really had the chance to sort of chase up some of the people who have come forward. So this week I'm going into my archive of the old Vobe show where we did some bits and bobs to present you something with that. But if you're interested in being one of those people who I have a very nice, light-hearted chat with for the In Conversation with podcast, which goes to my patrons as a thank you as an exclusive thank you for supporting me, do get in touch, richard@vobes, VOBES.com. And we'll make that happen at some point. I know I've got a couple who I've said, yeah, we'll do that. And then, there's been a bunch of people. And so do just remind me, if you've been in touch with me before, just remind me that you're still up for it. That would be fantastic. Brilliant. There you go. That's this week's chat. I hope it's been interesting. Another week goes by. Let's hope that we have, I think there's going to be a bit of sunshine this week coming. So I'm aiming to get out and about as much as possible. But there are bits and bobs floating about. So who knows how it goes. I don't know what that means when I say things are floating about. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great Sunday. If you're watching on Sunday, whenever you're watching, have a great time. And thank you very much for all your support and your emails and your comments and everything else. And I will see you out and about as we go bald exploring. Till next time, bye-bye.